Hello, my galactic soul family. Welcome back. And for those of you that are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Gabbie, aka Witchy Vibes 11. So, I wanted to pop on real quick to share a message with you guys that I received from my divine spiritual soul fam today. And the message is everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be okay. And all we need is just a little bit of patience, and everything's going to be okay. I was reminded that we are one. And I say this in my videos all the time. We are fractals of Source. We are a part of our Creator, God. You know, whatever it is that you believe in, I believe that we have a Creator. I believe in multiple gods, but I believe there was a God that created us. And we are a fractal of that God. We are a fractal of Source. All of us. We're all just little fractals of the Creator. And if you put us together, we are one. When we go back to Creator, we become one. We are literally each other. We are one. Egos, beliefs, and fear is what separates us down here in this earth plane, in this third dimension. One of our duties on this earth plane is to dissolve the negative narratives, memories, while we motivate ourselves, and not just ourselves, other people, because when we're motivating other people, we're also motivating ourselves because we are one. We need to start to be more conscious of spreading love and not fear. And I'm guilty of this because I realize by me sharing those memes on my social platforms, I may look at it as me being a light warrior fighting for the light. But for somebody else that is not a light warrior or is not even aware that they are anything but just a human being, they're not even going through their awakening, this may, create fear within them. So I was informed that I need to spread more love and less fear. And that goes for all of us, not just me. That goes for all of us. So today, 9/19, which 919 is an activation number. There's a lot of energy coming into the planet. There's a lot of people sharing energy updates. So I'm not going to share any energy updates here, but 919 is an activation code. And today is a day that I actually received a message, an activation code. And that's why I'm sharing it with you guys. So the message that came to me is Spirit said everything's going to be all right. And Spirit's been sending me a lot of validating messages. They've been coming through in like the weirdest ways. They come through in like commercials on TV. They come through in in a lyric in a song. They've come through by people just coming up to me and having a conversation with me. Movies, mail, email, memes. I mean, like they've just been coming through in the weirdest ways, and it's been very, I don't know, just awesome. It's awesome because I'm aware that it's a message, and I'm in this different kind of energy. I've been here before, but I haven't been here in a while, so it's exciting. I like I like this place that I'm in. It's been a long road. I'm still on a tough road. A lot of challenges still, you know, are in front of me, but um, I'm learning just to take, you know, everything one day at a time, you know. I'm kind of not like planning my future and looking ahead into the future because I've been told not to. There's really no point to. And and I got to stop comparing, you know, the future with the past or the present with the past, because the past is the past for a reason. And and not and not to create my future. I mean, like, to look forward into the future and wonder what the future holds. Not to say that you cannot manifest things for your future. I'm talking about, you know, dwelling on what's happening right now in the world and how it's going to affect the future is what Spirit was talking about. So Spirit also mentioned that we've been stuck in a cycle of old beliefs that create fear, dividing us, teaching us to use ego to get what we want, to be competitive, and to not care. To use ego to get what we want as a selfish, unhealthy service to self, because being service to self is not necessarily an unhealthy thing, but when you do it in the vibration of, you know, negativity, being in your ego mind, then it becomes unhealthy service to self. Um, Instead of uniting as one and loving and supporting each other in a vibration of love, we've all kind of just been living in the opposite of that. We're constantly reliving past life traumas, even past life traumas of our ancestors. Okay. I feel that this pandemic is the Great Awakening, in my opinion. Okay. This is just my perspective that I'm talking about. I feel that this is the Great Awakening that's been talked about for so many years. And the deep state, draconian, reptilian powers that be are trying so hard to spin the narrative on this whole Great Awakening. And they're trying to make this awakening, this event that's supposed to be very beautiful, they're spinning it to be something awful, you know, to stunt your spiritual growth, to keep you trapped in the fear paradigm. I mean, okay, so check this out. History repeats itself. And the powers that be, they know this. It's a part of the old world. It's a part of the old world cycle. The powers that be have been running this world for eons. Eons, you guys. This dates back to before the Egyptians, okay? The powers that be that took over the planet, they had this brilliant plan to rule the world. But because they're working in Earth time, it would take time. And they've been ruling people. They've put fear into the hearts of people. And little by little by little, they've been separating. How can I put this? We used to be one with the planet. We used to be one with nature. But when the powers that be stepped in and they started to separate us from all of that by placing religion, and not just one type of religion, you know, different categories of religion. And then they started to bring in money, materialistic items, time concept, you know, with numbers and the calendar and work. And little by little, they've just been separating man from the world, and now even with our own body and spirit. And it's been something that's been put in place. And they finally got humanity, to a place where they want humanity to be. But because humanity just kept procreating, creating, and creating, we started to wake up and our vibration started to rise. And it's like we got online and we started to connect with one another. And we started to be like, hold up, something's not right here. And I believe that somewhere is in like the late 60s, early 70s is when humanity got online with all of this and started to wake up all the other human beings. And then they got shut down. And then the 80s rolled in. And then the powers that be kind of like wooed the humans with electronics and, internet and, like cool stuff. All you got to do is like dangle something shiny and cool in front of a human. And we're like, ooh, it's kind of like a dog when they see a squirrel, they're like, ooh, squirrel, and they kind of just stop what they're doing and they run after the squirrel. That's how humans are. And the powers that be know that, we can be pretty stupid. I'm not saying that we're stupid, but we can be pretty stupid because we've been working in that ego mind. So we can be persuaded with money, money talks, basically, right? We need money. Money makes the world go round. Money pays our rent, our mortgage, our groceries, our babysitter. Our car, everything. They've been controlling us. It's all about control. They've divided us. They've been controlling us. And now we started to wake up, And they don't want us to wake up because they know when we wake up, the game is over. They feed off of the fear that they've put us in. And they've put us in all different kinds of fear categories. All different kinds of fear categories. And, they created religion. And they created this fictitious God that says if you sin, you'll burn in hell for eternity. So you have to live life like, XYZ so that you don't burn in a fire lake of, flames. And whatever else you believe in that's, very awful, and you live your life a certain way. And then when you do something bad, you regret it because you feel like if you don't regret it and you don't repent, you're going to burn. And, that's not the way it is. That's not what I believe in. There's a lot of people out there. My husband's one of them that would definitely disagree with me. He believes in a heaven and a hell. But I believe, heaven is what you make it. So whatever it is that you believe in when you pass over is the reality that you create, and that's where you're going to go. I believe that I am a part of my creator. I'm a fractal of source, and I believe that I'm a soul and I'm energy and I'm in this body temporarily. This is an avatar. I believe that being here on earth is a learning place to go. I feel that all of us come here for different reasons, and whatever the reason may be, it's always a lesson. And it's always a lesson that has something to do with emotion, and the end emotion, that you're trying to get to is love, unconditional love. You're trying to find something, no matter what your challenge it is, hate, fear, sadness, whatever challenges are put in front of you, or whatever challenges that you chose to how can I put this? Because we chose to come here. We volunteered to come here. So we put everything in place for us. We choose our parents, we choose our siblings, we choose our friends, because we chose our challenges. And then, of course, we come here with amnesia, so we forget that we chose all of this, but then some of us kind of figure it out. And no matter what challenges you put in place, hopefully you will conquer them. overcome them. You'll win. And you'll find love in the end. You'll find a way to reach the emotion of love. Okay? I don't really want to go too deep into that. I mean, I wasn't prepared to talk about all that. I feel like I need to elaborate a little bit. But I mean, I've spoke about this before. You know, some of us grew up in a house with parents that were not there for them emotionally. Some of us may have been beaten. Some of us may have been raped. Some of us may have been neglected. No matter what the case may be. Some kids grow up and they turn out to be just like their parents because that's all they know. But then there's people that wake up and when they grow up, they realize it's not a part of the plan to become your parents. It's a part of the plan to change. It's a part of the plan to have that childhood to make you into the person that you need to be to complete this game. If you get what I'm saying. Anyways, I'm kind of veering off the tracks here. So I believe that this pandemic is the Great Awakening, and, you know, the powers that be are trying so hard to spin the narrative and make this awakening, you know, not happen. Or, I mean, not that they can make it not happen because we already win. The light always wins. The light won. The light won. Okay? And they know this. So they're going to make the end game wicked fucking hard. And that's what they're doing right now with the virus, with the vaccines, with the mandates, with the stricter mandates, with the hate, with the confusion, with the weird ass president that we have that makes no fucking sense at all. It's like everything is just, it's falling apart. And then when something falls apart, it starts to break down and break. It's kind of like one of those Christmas toys. And when the batteries start running out and it's singing its song, and then all of a sudden the batteries start to wear down, and then the song makes no fucking sense when it's in slow motion and it sounds really scary, horrific, and retarded. Well, that's kind of like what's happening to the world. The old energy is wearing down, the batteries are running out, and it's getting fucking retarded. All right? So they're doing this. The powers that be, the low negative entities, they're doing this. Okay? They're making the awakening awful. They're trying to stump your spiritual growth to keep you trapped in the fear paradigm. So they want to keep you trapped into this fear paradigm by reminding you that history repeats itself. And it does. Well, it has been. But because the world split and there is a new world because she's raised her vibration, she's just waiting for other souls to match her vibration. And there are souls that are living in the new world. And I don't mean that there's like two planets in the solar system. It's an energy thing. The world literally raised her vibration. The earth, Gaia, has raised her vibration. There's like 2 levels. I guess you can think of it as the conscious level and the unconscious level, or the positive and the negative. And those that are still thinking in the 3D or in a low negative vibration, they're still kind of stuck in the old world. They might be teetering back and forth, old world, new world. They might be getting a taste of, what the new world is, but they don't know how to anchor into that energy. So they keep kind of going back and forth, and they keep getting pulled in by the negative energies, the old world, by being reminded that history repeats itself, yada, yada, yada. And it's true. In the old world, history really does repeat itself. But in the new world, a shift happened, to a higher vibration, a higher frequencies. And the powers that be are sore losers. and they'll do anything to create fear. They feed on that fear. So they're not going to let you enter that new world willingly, easily. They're going to fight you. They're like at the gate and they're going to fight you. They're not going to let you pass. Okay? So they're going to create more fear. But the good thing is there are so many people that are waking up and questioning everything, creating a higher vibe. They're making it easier to enter the new world. In my opinion, this is just the beginning of the end of the old world. It's a beautiful, destructive ending, and we're all witnessing it. And I'm learning to let a lot of things go. I'm learning to allow the freedom fighters to play their role. And, all the other souls here, for whatever purpose that they're here, I'm allowing them to play their role. I support them 100%. I support them with love and infinite light. They are me, I am you, and we are one. I find myself trying to live many lives in this lifetime, and I'm learning to live my life, raise my vibration, and enjoy my energy. I know that sounds simple, but it's not, because we're very busy. We're very busy online. We're very, very busy fighting. We're very busy surviving, but we're not busy living. We came here to live and to do it in the vibration of love. And that vibration has been very hard to anchor into for a lot of people. And I'm learning how to enter that vibration. And it's really not as hard as I thought it was, because it's actually the little things. The little things that count are the little things that matter. And it's those little things that raise your vibration so much more. The most simplest things. You eliminate materialistic shit and you focus on the littlest thing. It could be the way the wind hits your hair or the way the sun shines on your face at the perfect moment. That's like a little thing. You appreciate that moment, and that expands your heart chakra. So it's the little things. And those little things will raise your vibration. So I'm learning how to do that more and more and just enjoy them. I've come to realize that not many things are important anymore, like status, title, materialistic stuff. And it's taken a lot of ego deaths to get where I'm at today. We'll all get there eventually. Some of us, get there faster than others, but we'll all get there in divine timing. We're all just living out our lives as one, together, simultaneously, on different timelines, but together at the same time. I know that's kind of like, what? But that's what's happening. We need each other. And we need to stop living in that energy that history repeats itself. We've been groomed to think this way for years. It's even in the Bible. They talk about it. They put that fear into your heart. Since I've been little, I've been told that, in my time, I may witness the end of times, Revelation, the mark of the beast, yada, yada, yada. But you know what? The powers that be wrote that Bible, that book of fear. Man wrote that book. Mark, Paul, John, Matthew, or whoever else, Judah, they didn't write that book. I bet you anything they were illiterate. Back then, people of a high status and royalty were the only people that knew how to read and write. Not people like Jesus, Judah, Matthew, Paul. They didn't know how to write. They weren't royalty. They didn't hold a high status, a title. That book was created by powerful people to control people like us. There's bits and pieces in the Bible that are true because bits and pieces of what's in the Bible came from the Sumerian tablets that were found in caves. But the whole truth is not in the Bible. The Bible has been used as a weapon of fear to keep us in check. And we need to stop living in that low vibration of fear. We need to unite. We need each other. So be kind to one another. Maybe that's where that saying, treat others as you would treat yourself, came from. Because the truth is, others are you. Others are me. Think of other people, the people around you. Think of humanity as if they were like your fourth, sixth, or like 13th cousin. I don't know about you, but I don't know who my fourth cousins. I don't know who my sixth cousins are. I definitely don't know who my 13th cousins are. Even though I did find out that I am related to Abe Lincoln. I want to say he was like my 13th generation. See, I wouldn't have known this unless my grandmother did our family tree. But the point is, think of others as like your fourth, sixth, or, 13th, 11th cousin. You don't know them. You never met them, but you're related. We are fractals of Source. We don't know each other. We've never met each other. But we are one. I love you guys. Mwah.